Now we are going to introduce another set of important concepts, closed patterns and max patterns. Actually, in association rule mining or frequent pattern mining, there's one challenge is in many cases we may generate too many frequent patterns. Usually a long pattern will contain a combinatorial number of subpatterns. Just give you one simple example. Suppose we get a transaction database. It contains only two transactions, T sub 1 and T sub 2. For T sub 1, it contains only 50 items, A sub 1 to A sub 50. For transaction T2, it contains 100 item sets, A sub 1 up to A sub 100. Suppose we set the minimum support. The absolute minimum support is only 1. That means everything is frequent. Then how many frequent items it contains? Let's have a try. Okay. So for frequent one item sets, we have A1 occurs twice, A2 occurs twice, up to A50 occurs twice. Then A51 occurs only once, up to A100 occurs only once. Okay. Then what about two item sets? Actually, two item sets is all the possible combinations of A1 to A2, A1 to A3, up to A99 to A100. You probably can see some are support 2, some support is only 1. Okay. Then we can go on and on. Up to 99 item sets, we actually can get A1 to A sub 99, the support is 1. You can chop one by one. So finally you get A2, A3 to A sub 100, support is 1. Finally, we'll get 100 item set whose support is only 1. If we add all these together, that means 100 choose 1, 100 choose 2, up to 100 choose 100. We'll get a huge number, 2 to the power of 100 minus 1. That many subpatterns. This is a huge set. For any computer, it's too huge to compute or store. Then how can we handle such a challenge? One interesting proposal is introduce the concept of closed patterns. What is a closed pattern? We say X is closed if X is frequent and there exists no super pattern Y with the same support as X. Just give you a simple example. We look at the same transaction database, like T1 and T2. We still say minimum support is 1. So how many closed patterns does this transaction contain? So instead of 2 to the power 100 minus 1, we actually will find only 2. A1 to A50 support is 2. A1 to A100 support is 1. You may say, wait, you may lose something. Let's look at it. Do you know A1 to A49? Actually, it's contained here. It must be support of 2. Do you know A1 to A51? It contains here. Support must be 1. So you can see you do not lose anything because you got the concrete patterns which are the maximum closed one. In the meantime, you do not lose the support information for any subpatterns. So to that extent, we can say closed pattern is a lossless compression of frequent patterns. It does reduce the number of patterns, but does not lose the support information. For example, you will still be able to say A sub 2 to A sub 40. The support is 2. A5, A51, this item set support is 1. Then let's look at another possible compression called max patterns. Max pattern, the definition is very similar, except it does not carry the support anymore. That means X is a max pattern if X is frequent and there exists no frequent super pattern Y, which is a super pattern of X, and we don't care support anymore. So the difference from the closed pattern is we do not care the real support of subpatterns of a max pattern. Let's look at the transaction database like this. Okay, we still say minimum support is 1. then how many max patterns does this transaction database contain? Okay. So we will find only one. The reason is even A sub 1 to A sub 50, the support is 2, but remember, we do not care support anymore. For this A1 to A sub 50, it does exist a super pattern like this, okay, which is also frequent. To that extent, it's a further compression. So you only get one pattern. But it is a lossy compression because we only know A sub 1 to A sub 40 is frequent, but we will not know the real support of A sub 1 to A sub 40 and many more. So you do lose the support information of many frequent item sets. Okay. To that extent, in many applications, mining close pattern is more desirable than mining max patterns. We are going to see this in our future discussions. Okay. So for this lecture, we mainly give you 4 recommended readings. The first one actually is the first time introduced frequent patterns and association rules. The second one is the first time introduced max patterns. The third one is the first time introduced the closed patterns. And the fourth one actually is an overview, give you overall, this field, how the frequent pattern mining came and how it evolves up to this stage. Thank you.